Welcome, Thompson manufacturing team members. In this edition of our podcast, we are proud to announce and review our new remote work policy. Our podcast will cover an overview of what remote work is, where remote work is appropriate and not appropriate in an organization, the new criteria that will be utilized to determine whether remote work will or will not be allowed, and finally, the two strategies we are taking to determine how remote work affects productivity for our company. Many companies are continuously adapting and offering more flexible work arrangements for their employees. Remote work entails fully remote or hybrid options where the employee works virtually from home for part or all of their work week. Remote work has grown in popularity due to the COVID-19 pandemic, where organizations were forced to adapt their workforce to fully remote in order to remain operating during lockdown. In today's workforce, 68% of Americans prefer to work fully remote, cited by Ryan 2023. In spring 2022, McKinsey & Company surveyed 25,000 Americans and found that 58% of respondents had the flexibility to work at least one day at home per week, and 35% said they had the option to work from home 5 days per week, cited by McKinsey & Company 2022. In 2019, before the pandemic, fewer than 6% of Americans reported working primarily from home, cited by Coat 2021. Since 2020, remote work has been on the rise and will continue growing in popularity. Remote work may or may not work within an organization for a variety of reasons. Remote work can lead to a lack of visibility within the organization for promotional opportunities. This can frustrate and cause fear for employees, cited by Bick et al. 2020. To make remote work successful, a company will need to be prepared to manage and provide fair and equitable opportunities for all. Another potential reason for remote work, working or not working in a company, is due to the length and cadence of meetings. Virtual meetings need to be tailored and shortened to short virtual huddles to keep the attention of all employees, cited by Gerchik 2020. Some meetings are more productive in person than online, especially when they involve whiteboarding out ideas and centering around innovation. Finally, remote work may or may not work within an organization due to the level of engagement and motivation of their current workforce, cited by Bick et al. 2020. Employees who are not engaged and motivated at work will become less productive, especially while working at home. Remote work is more likely to succeed in corporate environments and more likely to fail in manufacturing, distribution, and service-oriented environments. At Thompson Manufacturing, we will utilize specific criteria to determine if remote work will or will not be allowed within our positions. First, role-specific criteria will be utilized to determine a team member's eligibility to work from home by assessing the scope of their work. Role-specific criteria will consider the following. Is this work needed to be performed in the office? Does a specific employee need to perform their work in the office? Does this position collaborate with others and rapidly exchange information often? Is this role innovative, or is it more transactional in work? These questions were provided by Maurer 2021. A position will be suitable at Thompson Manufacturing for hybrid work options if the essential job duties can be performed remotely without affecting our service quality or our organizational operation. Another factor that will be utilized is if equipment is necessary for the role. If a role can be completed with just a computer and a phone, the position can be eligible. If a position requires daily access to on-site files, on-site machinery, or other tools that are high cost to the organization, the position may not be considered for remote work. The seniority level of a team member will be another criteria that will be utilized. If employees are new to the company, they can benefit from being in the office and having close, direct support to succeed in their role and ask questions to when needed. If an employee is having performance issues, being in the office can provide them the opportunity to actively seek out the help that they need. Therefore, employees will need to maintain certain performance expectations to work from home and be with the company for at least 3 months to be considered for remote work with Thompson Manufacturing. This is cited by Maurer 2021. Finally, our team's productivity levels will be utilized to determine eligibility. If team members are found to be more productive in the office, they will then be required to be in the office. Finally, Thompson Manufacturing will be utilizing two strategies to measure the effectiveness of employees who work remotely. First, we will be increasing the frequency of check-in conversations between managers and their direct reports. This will help benefit employees to feel supported and connected to their managers and their roles, while also providing a baseline for what the employees are working on, what roadblocks they may be facing, and any performance concerns that need addressed. This is cited by Hickman and Massey, 2021. Secondly, teams will also have key performance metrics set along with their goals, and will have tangible milestones that show progress towards what a goal looks like, cited by Hickman and Massey 2021. These milestones will also be regularly reviewed with managers. Performance will be managed closely to ensure remote workers are remaining productive. To sum up our conversation today, our podcast covered an overview of what remote work is, where remote work works and does not work for an organization, the new criteria that we are utilizing to determine where remote work is and will not be allowed, and finally, the two strategies that we are taking to determine how remote work affects productivity. At Thompson Manufacturing, we are excited to launch our new remote work policy for all of our employees.